just left for work, and I just remember saying, eh, eh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Guys, welcome. People that come out and just tell us about how their days go, and it sounds very lavish, it sounds very different from what the rest of us are doing. Like, how do you guys manage to be such great storytellers? Anyway, I have had a knack for vlogging, but I don't know, I don't even know how to start. I just feel like I get bored. So this particular video I have started several times. I just get tired of talking and then I abandon it. But this is a story that I think if I had a chance at excelling at all at YouTubing or vlogging, this is probably one that can sell me as a person. So I'll let you be the judge of that. Stay tuned. This is the story of my journey from Nigeria to the UK. If you don't know me personally, my name is Bami, and I'm a full born and bred Nigerian babe. I'm from the western part of Nigeria. So if you take a journey back in time with me to the year 2020, no, it must have been 2019 because I was pregnant. Yeah, the month was May, exactly. So the month was May, and I was about 7 months pregnant. So at this time we were knee deep into preparing for relocating to the UK, and this meant that we had been painstakingly putting amounts away to build our statement of account. Fantastic. Very fine morning in May. I just had like a phone notification on. Yeah, like I didn't think much of it. And then before I just had continuous chimes. And it was just going on and on and on. And I was like, okay, this person that's trying to get a hold of me must really mean business. And I picked up my phone and I saw debit alerts, like they were endless, and it was just showing GT Bank minus 100,000 naira, GT Bank minus 75,000 naira, and it was giving me locations somewhere in Ikeja, somewhere in this ATM, somewhere, and I'm like, and see my ATM. I've not given my ATM to anyone who's got access to my account, and I essentially just freaked out. My brain just stopped working and I started panicking. My husband had just left for work. My mom was at home with me. And I was just pacing around like, no, 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 no. Don't play with me. And I went into a frenzy. I called my husband and I'm like, where are you? Like, somebody's playing with my account. And it just went from 0 to 100 because it's like everything is riding on this. I hadn't applied for my visa to go and write my PLAB 2 exams, and it was just like, no, this is not the time where scammers get me, like Ocean people. What are people getting at right here? Lots of love to Ocean people. I'm an Ocean babe. I'm just pulling my village people's legs. So I just went full blown panic. I asked my husband to send me the customer care number. He sent it and I call, and my mom is like, what's going on? What is happening? What is something? I'm like, mommy, the money in my account, like I'm just getting debit alert. I've not been to these places recently. My mom is like, calm down, even if that's the case. So I starved myself, I denied myself a lot of things, and somebody is now just going to touch my money like that, like So I got on the phone with GT Bank customer care, and they're like, and I'm like, I want to confirm what my account balance is. And it's like, oh, why is there any problem? I'm like, I'm getting debit alerts that I can't take responsibility for. I do not know how they're happening. And I was like, okay, can I have your account details? And I give him, and is like, what's the balance that you're expecting? And I told him, and I'm like, how much can you see there? And he tells me, and he checks out, and I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? And he's like, yes. Like, that was the last transaction I think I made. I told him, like, a very small one transaction I made the day before. It was very little amount, maybe like 2K. And he's like, yes, that checks out, right? Like, there have been no transactions on your account this morning. And I'm like, okay, so what explains this alert that I've been getting? He said, do you want to have a look at your phone and then tell me what dates are shown? And I'm like, it is 19th of May, and that was the day that we were, like, it was May the 19th. And it's like, of what year? And then I looked at the year, and it was like from 2017, 2018, like just very random debits. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a glitch in the system, but like the debit alerts apparently that had come in that morning were from earlier dates. So those were transactions that were true to self. Those were transactions that I had made, but like several months or several years before. And at that time, it was just as if someone just poured cold water on me. I still wasn't believing it, but I was like, wait, okay. And it's like, I promise you, I can assure you, your money is fine, it is safe. And I'm like, you know what? First, block the account first. Like, just block it. Let me come and I'm coming into the branch. And I got off the phone with him, and I was still sort of pacing. And my mom is like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, I have to go to GT Bank today, or like this morning, like now. She's like, at least, she's like, at least wait, let me freshen up and drive you. I said, drive? I said, no, I have to be there in the next 30 minutes. And I was 7 months pregnant. My mom, because she's a nurse and she has seen like terrible road traffic accidents involving motorbikes and stuff, she's like, if you have an accident on a bike, I'm going to first beat you before I take you to the hospital. And true to self, if I ever took a bike, I would actually come down blocks from my house. And now that I think about it, it's like, God, so what if that was actually the case? Like, I don't know, but like, what if that was actually the case? Like, what if I got scammed? What if, at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that, the money was not touched. It didn't take too much of a hassle to unblock the account, but like, I was just in so much of a panic. And, I just really feared. At the end of the day, do you know that if that money had even been taken, we would, there might have been a delay, but we would have still gotten to where we're getting to. We would have still, made the moves. We would have made it up. We would have still been here. And so I think the moral of the lesson is, that day, in case I didn't say, that day I took a bike all the way. It was like a 25 minutes bike ride. My 7-month-old pregnant self acted very irrationally that day. Imagine if something had happened, if I went into precipitated labor or something, or just preterm labor, just because of something that didn't even happen. In summary, let's just always, let's keep things calm. It's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, like, if I got into a terrible accident and I got bodily injured, what would have happened? That would have been everything in the mud anyway. But this is one story that, every time I just think about it, the emotions are the same. They're constant. So in the comment section, if you thought that this was exciting, I've got really interesting things to talk about in terms of this UK journey. If you are new in the UK, if you're thinking of relocating to the UK, if if you are remotely considering it, then you probably want to stick with me, because this is where I'm going to be unpacking things, especially answering questions as to how life in the UK is. But so far, so good. The next thing I think is very interesting that I might talk about is the day I first got my UK salary. You guys, you want to hear that story? So stay with me, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you love me, and I'll catch you later. Mwah, mwah, mwah.